the rain. Dude, seriously, when it's like wet and drizzly and dark and gloomy outside, it's really difficult to get motivated. And man, I have got stuff to do today. We're having ourselves a little dinner party this evening. Should be a lot of fun. Plenty of mayhem to go around. And while I can't show you everything that I'm making, I can show you at least one thing that I am making. Today we are going to make a gratin of Savoy cabbage and ham. And I know what you might be thinking, cabbage? Really? Yes, really. It's gonna be delicious. So first of all, Savoy cabbage looks a little bit different than your typical store-bought cabbage. Now, as you can see, instead of it being really smooth, it's got some lovely ridges on it, which is going to go perfect for holding on to all of the duck fat that we are going to be using. Yes, you heard me correctly. This dish has duck fat. And while cabbage is definitely the main ingredient, this, my friends, is the star. If you have never been exposed to the wonderful world of duck fat, well, my friends, let this recipe introduce you to something magical. Again, it is another specialty item, so you may have to hunt for it, but trust me, little chefs, it's worth it. So we're going to be constructing this dish a lot like you would a casserole. Once we lay out our cabbage, we're going to be drenching it in duck fat, drizzling it with creme fraiche, and topping it with cracked black pepper. But that's not all. We're also going to be adding ham and cheese to this dish, as well as topping it with breadcrumbs, so it gets a really nice crunch to it. But little chefs, we had better hurry before we run out of some light. Let us cook. To start, go ahead and disassemble all of the leaves off of your head of cabbage. Now we need to blanch them, so get a large pot of water and bring it to a boil. Go ahead and add some salt, and then add the cabbage leaves, boil them for about 5 minutes, and then dry them either with a clean cloth or some paper towels. Next, we assemble our casserole. To start, take 1 tablespoon of melted duck fat and paint both the bottom and the sides of your casserole dish. Cover the bottom of your casserole dish in dried cabbage leaves. Next, take 2½ ounces of creme fraiche and, using a spoon, drizzle that over the cabbage leaves. Now, using a pepper mill, grate fresh black pepper over the top. Now, this recipe does call for 4 ounces of a French cheese known as Cantal, but the good news is if you can't find it, you can go ahead and substitute cheddar for it, which is what I've done here. Sprinkle 1/3 of your cheese over the casserole, and then we're also going to take 8 ounces of a strong smoked ham and add half of that to the casserole as well. We're going to repeat these layers one more time. Add another layer of cabbage, then creme fraiche, hit it with your pepper, 1/3 of the cheese, and then the rest of the ham. Top with one final layer of cabbage, but really make sure that you cover everything. Then use the last 3 ounces of creme fraiche and really spread that over the top. Season once more with black pepper, and finish with the remaining cheese. Finish with an even coat of about 4 tablespoons of panko breadcrumbs. Then we want to take the last tablespoon of our duck fat and drizzle that over the top of our casserole. Bake in an oven that's been preheated to 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. It's done when the upper crust is golden and it's bubbling around the edges. Yeah, look at that. That is a very different kind of casserole. But yeah, who would have thought? A casserole made of cabbage. Well, once again, I hope I've inspired you to try something a little bit different. That's it for this week, little chefs. I will see you next week, and until then, stay dry. 1, 2, 3.